I think you cannot ignore the fact that he is gathering thousands of people and that he is speaking to a segment of the population. I don't think he's representative of the Republican Party. I'm very proud of all of the candidates who've come out and distanced themselves, who've come out and condemned his comments. Lindsey Graham, we saw do it again today. Jeb Bush, Marco Rubio, Chris Christie. Rick Perry put out an entire video on this, telling him, look, you know what, you do a lot of talk, but I've actually walked the border. I've actually had to deal with this. So, I just think that you cannot paint the Republican Party with such a wide brush. Yes, there is a segment to whom he's speaking to. There's no doubt about that. You can't argue with that.
All right, so Mike, let's talk to somebody else in the Republican Party, and that's you. You and your group oppose anything that has anything to do with what you call amnesty. Mm-hmm. What do you think of the way Donald Trump is talking?
Donald Trump is a symptom of the problem in the Republican Party. It's a Republican Party establishment that is absolutely intellectually bankrupt in coming up with solutions that can make life better for all Americans, not just Hispanics, but all Americans, and a Republican Party establishment that makes certain promises to get elected and doesn't follow through on all of them. This is a party that claims it wants to cut spending, yet passes a $500 billion spending increase. It claims it's going to take on Obamacare. Where is it on that? It claims it's against corporate cronyism, yet wants to reauthorize the Export-Import Bank.
Let's stick to immigration just for 1 second,
sure.
if we can. Anything, my understanding, that any of these candidates support, from your point of view, that allows illegal immigrants to stay here is amnesty. And I know that you and you're part of the Republican Party, your candidate and others disagree with that.
I do disagree. And I think one of the really sad things about what's going on with Donald Trump is that he's exploiting this issue with the horrible tragedy that happened in San Francisco, and we're not getting to the policy. We should be having a serious policy discussion about immigration and about sanctuary cities. I'm fine with eliminating sanctuary cities. Let's make it part of immigration reform so that bleeding heart cities like San Francisco are not taking the laws into their own hands. Frankly, there is absolutely no excuse why there should be felons with multiple felonies and convictions roaming the streets, despite the federal government asking for them to be turned over.
Dan Pfeiffer, 1 second. How, as a Democrat, how much does this split, which we just illustrated right here within the Republican Party, help your party?
Well, he's trying to control his giddiness. Try not to get giddy on live TV.
I'm not even trying to control it.
That's an actual giggle.
Look, I think as a Democrat, Donald Trump should keep talking. We should put a camera on him 24/7. This is great for Democrats. But it does hit at a real issue here, which is I think Anna is right. Donald Trump is talking to a important, powerful segment of the Republican Party, this nativist element, something that Sarah Palin started in 2008. And the Republicans have nursed this and used it to their benefit to win congressional elections in 2010 and 2014. And now it's coming home to roost. It's sort of like Dr. Frankenstein wake up and wondering, where did that monster come from? This is sort of something that they've created themselves.
There's absolutely nothing nativist about saying that before we look at the people who are here illegally, before we look at people who've, for example, overstayed a visa, which is fundamentally unfair to say you're going to stay in this country after overstaying a visa when the person who went home, followed the law, doesn't get the same opportunity to look at the American dream, that we're going to fix the immigration system, that we're going to look at stuff like sanctuary cities, we're going to match supply and demand for labor. Once you do that, you can have a conversation about people who are here before. It's the dishonesty of immediately jumping to amnesty, saying we're not going to actually solve the problems of our immigration systems, we're just going to provide amnesty, that causes people to lose trust in the party and creates the vacuum that allows somebody like Donald Trump to emerge.
I don't know let me just say, I don't know a single Republican who's running for president, including Lindsey Graham, including Jeb Bush, including Marco Rubio, who are supporting amnesty. They're supporting comprehensive immigration solutions.
Amnesty.
Well, of course he doesn't. That's not demagogue, the word amnesty. Amnesty is when you forgive everything. When you have a process where they have to go through lengthy tests, when they have to go through multiple obstacles, that is not amnesty. Amnesty was what Ronald Reagan passed in the 1980s. Nothing that's being proposed now is amnesty.